What's going on, everybody, here at YouTube? This your boy King Gabe
and this is Queen Tina.
and from the energy level, you definitely probably tell that we are ready for what you clicked for. The Space Jam.
Yes, the first one.
Oh yes, and also the mark of the Looney Tunes Cinematic Universe. You probably think like, Looney Tunes Cinematic Universe, what is he talking about? Well, this movie, Back in Action, and the recent Space Jam 2 are considered Looney Tunes Cinematic Universe. Which is your live action cinematic features, pretty much like your Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, and of course, these three movies, in my theory, are actually connected. So this month we're gonna be going through, starting with this one, this Space Jam, then Back in Action, and the sequel to Space Jam, in the order of their release, and after all of that, we will state how these are connected. Yes. Oh yeah. So first, let's get into this first Space Jam.
And we all know it came back in 1996, the first one.
Yes.
That was like 25 or 26 years ago. I would say 25 years ago.
You said 25?
I would say 25 years ago. Depending on the release date of this month, it would have been 26. Depending on the release date, it would be 26.
Right, because it's 2022 now. Yeah.
Yes. So I would say 25 years ago.
So last year we would have passed his 25th birthday, which, of course, was when we got the second Space Jam movie. It's sort of a 25th anniversary present.
For the new generation of fans.
Pretty much, so Space Jam and the sequel pretty much pulled a Blues Brother, and also that other movie, was it the
I know they have the best last holiday.
Right. So they pretty much pulled what those movies pulled with their very long time of giving us a sequel, and also Christmas Story too.
Don't get me started with The Incredibles. They came out in 2004. And
Incredibles, yes.
Yes.
But that's not to say that doing that doesn't mean that the movie's is not going to work. In some cases it doesn't, but in this case it did. It worked out pretty well there. It all depends on what you do by the time you get around to finally making the sequel and who's writing it.
It has to be a good sequel.
Oh yes, and I'd say they gave us a pretty good one. So starting with its roots, of course, beginning of the cinematic opus for Looney Tunes. So we see the origin of Michael Jordan shooting his hoops out in the middle of the night, as his dad states, "Son, it's after midnight." And he tells Daddy his goals, college, NBA, baseball, and fly.
I know his two biggest goals is to play in the NBA and as well as playing baseball, just like his dad. That's his two big goals.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he did. And he pretty much got those. The baseball one, yeah, like you just said with his dad, he actually, it was also a way of honoring his dad. Turns out Dad had passed by the time he got to play baseball after retiring from basketball. So they didn't exactly say that in the movie, but you probably, I would imagine a lot of adult viewers that keep up with a lot of the sport athletes, and possibly some kids who, might be able to put two and two together, depending on the viewer, probably figured out that Dad may have probably, passed away, and especially, I guess somebody that has like a relative of theirs that may have, been, they've done something to honor them in their passing. So probably, So yeah, you're still able to kind of figure it out there, even though they don't come out and say it.
I know they haven't shown his mom or mentioned about his mom, so I assume that his mom may have passed away first before his dad.
Think so?
That's why I'm assuming, because he hasn't mentioned about his mom, or we haven't seen his mom.
Sounds like a Disney move.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, they did, because they always seem to do stuff like that in a lot of their movies where you don't hear about a particular parent.
Yes. Mostly the moms for some reason.
Like the Sultan say, I don't know where she gets it from. Her mother wasn't nearly this picky.
So.
Yeah, where is mommy anyway? So, but point is, the destiny begins, and you know, the movie shows us a montage of him going through the basketball phase with the song we all know, "Come on and Sam, and welcome to the jam."
I know when people first see this movie, they don't know what it was. People might think it's a documentary of Michael Jordan, the way the clips look, that they might be watching a documentary about Michael Jordan.
Especially if you were to flip, if no one had ever seen Space Jam and was flipping through channels, you know, like when movies start airing on TV and stuff, they just flip through Michael Jordan. Then they would probably confuse them a little bit when they see Bugs Bunny's name pop up in the credits.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I imagine they show that on ESPN, Space Jam.
Oh yes, oh, Sport Channel.
Yes.
Would be interesting if they had done it already. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Which I highly doubt. Their main focus is just showing sport games and sports reports, not movies. That's their main focus.
Unless somebody gives them a really good deal on it.
Yes, to show movies about athletes.
So, and one thing about that montage definitely makes me think of BBS, much like Brownny pointed out in Brownny Reactions, and except there's no bleeding. Yeah, you're not gonna get Bugs Bunny or Mike going, so, tell me something. Do you bleed? Or Bugs Bunny, do you bleed? You will. You will, Doc. And we're definitely not going to hear any Martha. After say Martha, Doc. Why'd you say that name? Why'd you say that name? I guess Lola would show up and be like, it's his mother's name. Wait, they never showed your mother in the cartoon. They didn't show your mother either. Oh. Okay. And now we're going to move on before the fourth wall gets broken anymore. Oh. Like in the old Edges video. So, then we go to Moron Mountain after, giving a speech and announcing himself going into baseball. Michael Jordan, by the way. Moron Mountain, where we meet Slaghammer, the villain of the movie, played by Danny DeVito. He has quite a knack for these villain roles there.
Well, it looked like he almost had the same height as his voice actor. Short.
It's ironic.
Short as well as the body structure.
Quite an irony there. Slaghammer, the penguin.
It wouldn't surprise me that they call him Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer?
Oh. Then he would go around carrying a sledgehammer. Oh boy. So he's kind of a mob boss with this amusement park, which featured this little alien that made me think of Max from Goof Troop. Don't bring me anywhere, alright? Don't bring me here anymore, alright? So he demands that they need new attractions, and of course, Looney! That's what I need! Give me the Looney Tunes! Sir? They're from Earth. What if they, can't come? What if they... Wait, excuse me. What if they can't come? Make them.
Cool.
As he actually said, make them threatening. Make them. Oh, boy. That was good. Interesting to make that line threatening again.
Yeah. Hey, imagine Slackhammer as Jameson.
Oh my goodness.
Jameson from Spider-Man?
That'd be a lot. He'd be speed talking his lines.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the only roles that I've heard J.K. Simmons do without doing the speed talking of his Jameson character is Commissioner Gordon from Justice League and the Yellow M&M. What is he talking about? I found this. I did not know this either, but I found out J.K. Simmons played the Yellow M&M.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The same one that wants to get that toothpick in the middle of Spider-Man. Hey, it was also the Yellow M&M, you know. Hey, you think Santa would like these red and green M&Ms?
I know he can make a voice that deep for himself.
Well, I suppose it can't be kind of possible, you know. I mean, after all, it comes with the job.
Now that voice reminds me of one of the California Raisins.
Oh, Stretch. The one that did that bass singing. All of my skin, every turn, honey. Yeah. But yeah, that would be interesting, J.K. Simmons to do that there. But, you know, we gotta give Danny DeVito some roles, too, you know.
At least he's better.
Yeah, although putting them in a movie together would be even more interesting. Oh, that'd be like maybe a movie where you have two mob bosses trying to go at each other. So, let's see. Now, so apparently Michael Jordan starts his baseball career and didn't do so well. As not really hitting him like he's supposed to.
At least his fans are supported in him. They still cheering him on.
And in real life, that's kind of, I think, why he was, I mean, yeah, it was also because of his dad, but that's kind of why he was accepted to, you know, go through with that when, you know, when he came to, hey, I'm playing baseball. Because a lot of people, from what we see in the movie, a lot of people that are in were pretty much like, Michael, yes, big gun, yeah, he do anything, yeah. Pretty much like when they try to, pretty much like getting basketball stars to do movies. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that right, Shaq?
Oh, Kazam as well as
Steel.
and Steel.
Cause I am. And also I did good burger. Basically, I was hungry, and they said I would eat a burger and a roll, so I was like, okay, give me a free burger.
That was a cameo.
But I got a free burger out of it. That's good. Yes, it is. And a burger and a check.
Maybe one of these days we might review those movies, Kazam and Steel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta take a look at our boy Shaq, you know. Yeah, Shaq's been popping up on a lot of things.
Mainly commercials.
Yeah, he needs some. He just wanted to do something to get out of the house, you know.
Even though he's retired.
Yeah, there was, you know, even though, you know, we're doing what we're doing now in the comics and stuff and, you know, no longer Brownny Reactions, if Brownny Reactions had kept going, if it did, there would have been some jokes of Shaq doing stuff randomly, like being a judge in the People's Court. Like, wait, how did you get to, why are you a judge? I was bored and needed something to do. He was a pizza delivery guy too. Yeah. Hey, here's your pizza, Brownie. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we was gonna have like a running gag of Shaq just popping up as different things. It would be pretty funny there. And apparently Shaq also sings opera.
Shit.
For the cruise ship commercials. Carnival. So well that other people wanted to try it too.
I bet it was lip sync.
All the more reason why they wanted to try it. So we get introduced to Stan Polak, who's assigned to keep Michael Jordan happy and protected. And you got to give him credit for his dedication. He's a little weird and in your face, but the guy is definitely dedicated to his job, and you'll see that throughout the movie. Yeah, definitely some. Definitely made. I have to say they definitely made a right pick for someone to really be an assistant to Michael there. Yeah.
He reminds me of Happy from the Iron Man movies, except less annoying.
Or I guess another way to look at it would be, I guess maybe a more fanboyish version of Happy.
Yes.
In Happy's case, he kind of was more business there. Yep, with Tony and all that there.
Yes.
Kind of like, look, we got to get the business. Especially when he had to work with Spider-Man. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, I lost my backpack. That doesn't sound too responsible.
Now he's Spider-Man's assistant.
Mm-hmm. And it does. And question we want that maybe you guys can answer us in the comments. What do you think happened with Pepper and Tony's daughter? We have. It's kind of surprising that with all the appearances of Happy in the Spider-Man movies, we don't ever hear anything about Pepper and Tony's daughter. I mean, okay, maybe you could say that they were, because, you know, Peter went out of town in the second Spider-Man movie. But, yeah, what was the excuse in the third movie? Because they were investigating Stark Industries and everything. Yeah, it seemed like Pepper would have had to come down for an appearance, you know, for the investigation or something.
My assume is they try and keep their lives low profile from the public. They're trying to get a break from it. That's why I assume.
Yeah. It just seemed like, well, it may be true. Just seemed like with what was going on in the third movie, like they wouldn't, even if that's what they wanted to do, like, yeah, it would have, Happy would have been like, guys, I need your help. Yeah. Like, you know, they're getting on me, they're hounding me. I need some help here. Yeah. Especially as stressed out as he was.
Shit. Well, Happy is not happy.
No, he wasn't. So then the Nerd Lucks show up and come looking for Bugs Bunny, and of course Bugs Bunny does his usual routine. Also, I gotta state that it's really funny when they walk up to Bugs because of them being so little.
And Bugs is bigger than them, taller than them.
Diminutive, aren't they? We looking for Bugs Bunny. Does he have big long ears like this? And does he hop around like this? Boing, 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 boing. Yeah, yeah. And does he say, what's up, Doc, like this? What's up, Doc? Nope, haven't seen him.
I know he's thinking that they're idiots, even though they're not. They didn't buy his app.
They bought it for a few minutes, and then I guess it clicked to them, sort of like Elmer Fudd when he realized that it wasn't New Year's. Why you?
Well, yipe again.
Yeah, I guess something like that. Oh, but and I think Three Stooges pulled something like what Bugs Bunny did in the episode "Sing a Song of Six Pants."
Yeah.
With, hey, where's that? All right, bud. Where's that piece of paper? You mean the one with the numbers on it? That's it. And the letters, hello. Yes. Where is it? I never saw it.
What?
Hey, where'd that guy go? He went that way. Oh, I'll get him. Cut it out, will you? So yeah, as you probably could get Bugs. After a while, they realize that it's a trick, and
Yeah, what do you think we are, stupid?
and those blasters are pretty effective. So then we meet Michael's family briefly as the news critics critiques his baseball performance. Yeah, all the people there while Mike was there, good try, Mike. So, yeah, you're good, Mike. Oh, your nice uniform. You did nice swing the form. Michael, this is a very poor performance. Very sorry indeed. I'm just saying, even an average baseball player would do so much better than this.
Even the medium, even the media talked to him behind his back. The media.
And you might be saying, well, not necessarily behind his back if they're on TV. Well, maybe they were hoping Michael never turned the TV on.
Oh. They were hoping that he's not watching.
Yeah, good luck with that, guys. I'm pretty sure anybody would have done. Pretty sure he, at some point, is going to watch, even if he's just browsing through channels.
I'm surprised he's not living in a mansion.
Well, in the first move, when they first made this, they, I guess, wanted to do, like, like he's, the average guy.
Oh, treat him like a normal folk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people still knew him, and, he's still well-known and everything. But, sort of like how Steve Harvey said about, with him and Michael Jackson, when his son was looking at all the stuff Michael Jackson had. Yeah. Oh, Dad, can we get a train around the house? Yeah, we can get a train. Just say it's just gonna go around it's just only gonna go around the table in the house. Say, money change, folks. So, yeah, I guess maybe Michael feel like Steve Harvey. However, now the sequel, of course, they did go. They was like, nah, screw that. We're going with the mansion. He's a big time. we ain't hiding nothing. Of course, he still was humble, and had things with him. But yeah, as far as the living quarters, they weren't gonna mess around with no little house in the suburbs. Yeah, well. Not saying it was bad or anything, but just stating that the people behind these movies had different ideals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so apparently, the Looney Tunes get called to a union meeting with the Nerdlucks.
You are all our prisoners.
And of course, they laugh about it until Yosemite Sam get blasted.
Ooh. Like they're not playing.
We surrender!
It is cool that the Looney Tunes have a union. Imagine the Disney characters having a union.
For all we're not sure. They might, possibly. Yeah, got an extra mouse, that one.
Or even Nickelodeon.
That one, we had to take that up with SpongeBob.
Oh.
Yeah. I consider SpongeBob to be to Nickelodeon what Mickey Mouse is to Disney. Yes, and SpongeBob is pretty much shown a lot on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Yeah, I would. I know some people would probably say, well, why not Mr. Krabs, since he always gathers money, but he's just over the Krusty Krab, though. Yes, the show is called SpongeBob SquarePants.
I know they have all the Nickelodeon shows on Paramount Plus, and I'm surprised Nickelodeon didn't have their own standalone streaming service, a standalone one. Just like Disney.
I guess there's just some differences in the companies. I have to get with the but it's an interesting point you made, though. They go with Paramount to mix their stuff in with Paramount and have SpongeBob be the king over Nickelodeon. Yet SpongeBob has his own TV show and movies. And Mickey Mouse, well, he has House of Mouse, but he doesn't have the type of show and series like SpongeBob would, or the movies on the level of SpongeBob. Yeah. Like in cinematic type of thing.
I know if Nickelodeon did have their own streaming service, their main target is just for kids and teens. That would be their main target.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Paramount would have their own standalone streaming service that they will focus on their productions.
True. Maybe that's why they merged with Paramount. Maybe because SpongeBob having to be over Nickelodeon and pretty much star in his own show and movies. I guess with Mickey, maybe that's the reason why he stars in the stuff that he does, because he has to also be the head of Disney.
I know the SpongeBob movies were made by Paramount.
Oh yeah, so that could be another reason why.
Oh.
Yeah, SpongeBob got a way where he can also be in the spotlight too.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, I can. So in that department, I'm pretty much top Disney.
I'm keeping an eye on you.
I know you will.
So, okay, y'all feud later. Let's continue on the movie. So anyway, in order to get out of the situation, Bugs challenges them to a basketball game, and they are gracious enough to even give the Nerdlucks a tutorial on how it's like to make it fair. Of course, the Nerdlucks see this, the greatest players in the world.
The greatest players in the world.
That gives them an idea, a sneaky idea, which is trying to take their talent from the famous NBA players.
Yep, and I guess they would have got it from Michael if he hadn't retired. So yeah, oh yeah, so they go and they start off in New York to seek these players, where we get to see Homer Simpson's actor Dan Gasolinetta. Makes you wonder, Marge knows he's sitting with Raymond's wife. Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Honey, honey, I heard you was at the basketball game. Who was you with? I was with Homer. Homer? Yeah, I was with... Oh, wow. Looks like she's stuck to a new low. On the next, everybody loves Raymond. Well, it'd be a better episode than his dad's fish.
Oh.
Holy crap! Holy crap! Like that was a magical, whimsical moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And of course, in Brownny Reaction, they did this funny little exchange of dialogue. If it was in Homer and Marge's voice.
Dear, you think you could get us some better seats next time?
Marge is the best seats I could get.
Well, this guy over next to me is doing something really weird in his raincoat.
Will you please let me focus on the game? Barkley's killing us. Jeez. Don't. You know, at some point he's gonna do don't.
They are almost closer to the front. Almost.
Pretty much, yeah. I guess the Nerdlucks in the trench coat was weirding her out, though. Yeah, at least it wasn't. Maybe if it was a Ninja Turtle in a trench coat, she probably wouldn't have complained. How did they come up with this stuff?
That also remind me of Ghost Dad with the trench coat.
Oh, yeah, with Bill Cosby. Oh boy, it's a very weird, but it does have a lot of laughs in it, though. Yeah, that's another movie to definitely check out there.
Ghost Dad.
Oh yes, and yep. So apparently in this, in order to steal these talents, they turn into a pinkish, purplish ecto-cooler type form, like you just mentioned from Ghostbuster, but in pinkish purple.
And it's like they took their souls away.
We will steal your souls.
And transferred them into a magical basketball.
Yeah, that got a but I guess since we're in a Looney Tunes movie, why not? Why not? The Looney Tunes tend to pull stuff out of random anyway, so yeah.
Where's the Ghostbusters when you need them?
Oh, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. But I guess they should have been here a little earlier for that. With that performance.
I think one of the crew members from the Ghostbusters movies was also the part of the Space Jam crew, like either directing or writing it. One of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like one of the crew members from the Ghostbusters movies was a part of their crew in Space Jam.
That explains something that we're about to mention just a little bit there. So Michael sees what's going on the TV and sits in the middle of a product endorsement. Hey, waist up your Nikes, make up your Nikes, eat your Wheaties, and we'll get a Big Mac on the way.
Yeah.
And and also Simply Michael. Because ladies, he's sitting on the bed shirtless.
Can't Can I just skip the Big Mac and just go for a salad? I'm trying to watch my figure.
Well, you could get the Mac salad. I think that's what they would call it.
I'll make salad.
Yeah.
I think they still have salads at McDonald's.
Well, I guess we know what you'll be getting there.
Yeah.
and any other salad lovers. McDonald's gotta keep their reputation. So yeah, and so of course is there's those okay, I think I misspelled this in here. Okay, the nerd look, cause sometime I will voice what I want to say in there, and it will spell out something completely different from what I say. Yeah, sometimes it does that. So of course the nerd lust come back to the Toon World and channel the magic ball. And Hulk out.
You can see the details in their transformation, especially the green one.
Yeah, for a comedic movie, this is a pretty scary scene. Yeah, coming from me, this is pretty darn scary.
The way they show the green one look like he's almost naked.
Yeah, then he magically has a jersey. Also, that green one is kind of like the Hulk if you mixed him with Abomination because of the spikes that come out of his back. Yeah, just imagine somebody does a fusion Ha from DBZ with Hulk and Abomination. That would be quite a devastating force to deal with.
Tell me about it.
So Bugs declares that they're going to need some help, and in case people are wondering why these Monstars after their transformation and time for a little basketball. Bye-bye. Why they didn't just play a game there and show up the Looney Tunes and then enslave them there? Because this is not just a thing with the Space Jam movie. Most movies, the villains usually like to gloat about their success. When they get to a certain point, they think that they're invincible and that nothing is going to stop them. So of course, they'll stop for a moment just to gloat over the hero before actually obtaining their full victory. Just to show off, you know. It's a thing they kind of like to do. Even in Beast Wars, as was pointed out by Megatron, when he made Rhinox evil and Rhinox had pretty much bested him, reprogramming me was the most worst thing you ever done, because now I'm sharper, craftier, and smarter. Yes, Rhinox, and you are teaching me a very valuable lesson. Yeah, what's that? Sometimes Predacons gloat too much. So yeah, this is a thing with a lot of villains. Yes.
They tend to gloat.
So that's why, yeah. So
I know the biggest gloaters that I know for villains are Plankton as well as Team Rocket.
Oh yeah, that's why else you think they always do that motto every time.
Yes.
Yeah, even when Ash was trying to tell them to shut up because they'll wake up the Beedrill. Never interrupt the Team Rocket motto. But the Beedrill. Yeah, so after that scene, we cut Bill Murray. Oh yes, Ghostbuster Bill Murray cameo playing golf to take a break from ghostbusting. Wonders if he can play in the NBA. No. What if I try real hard? No. Or maybe no. No.
I'm just gonna keep saying it.
All right, Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs, nothing. So, and the thing about that little scene there with him asking about being in the NBA and them talking about it, Bill Murray ad-libbed his part of that. This was they were getting ready to shoot the scene, and he just started rambling this to Michael Jordan there. And when it got heard in the film, as they, get into the other scenes later, that's kind of what led to them not only putting him in there again later in the movie, but making a reference to what he had said. to make a payoff there. So of course Bugs then shows he doesn't show up where they can see him, but he uses a magnet to attract the golf ball into the hole, luring them to it, so Yosemite Sam can rope Michael Jordan into the Looney Tune world through the golf hole. And surely Bill Murray, Stan, and Larry, yes, that's the other guy's name.
The tall guy.
It wasn't mentioned in Brownny Reactions, so we're mentioning it here. Surely they would.
They just stood there nonchalantly.
About
reaction. Hello.
I think it took about between 5 to 10 seconds. What kind of camera is that? Would you not point that thing at me? So yeah, okay, that reaction is not bad, but why did it take y'all so long to do it?
A bad reaction is the scream. Ah!
Yeah, like, oh my God, he went down the gumbo! Ah! Yeah, really?
Panic. They could have just panicked.
And Bill Murray should have instantly made a call to get his Ghostbuster gear. I mean, it's not a ghost that did it, but I mean, he don't know that.
He must have left his Ghostbuster gear at home.
All the more reason I say he should have made a call, like maybe to one of his buddies or something. Like, hey, I was out here playing golf and something happened to Michael Jordan. It's time to bust some ghosts. So then of course, and also the fact that he thought the camera did what happened to Mike, that the camera took his soul or something. He didn't come out and say it took his soul, but the fact that he slapped the camera implies that that's what he thought. So that's more of a reason to get your proton back. Because a soul stuck in camera would involve some type of ghost or entity. Don't you think?
I don't know if he shot the picture or not. I can't tell.
Well, they didn't know it either, so they just assumed. So while they're figuring that out up on the surface, Michael meets Bugs Bunny in the Looney Tunes, probably thinking that he's dreaming because he says, "Bugs Bunny,
You were expecting me with the Easter Bunny?
you're a cartoon character. You're not real."
Not real. If I weren't real, could I do this?
Hey, man. So yeah, all the Looney Tunes come out and, do their comedic stuff.
They were all excited.
Oh, yeah, they do all that loony stuff and everything. And then they explain the situation to them about the Nerdlucks becoming the Monstars. And you might think, well, this doesn't sound... being comedic slaves, what's the big threatening thing about that? Well, regardless of how threatening it might sound to any of y'all listening, think of it this way. Imagine if these Monstars had captured people like Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, and Bill Cosby, and any other comedian to force them to be their comedian slaves. They're not going to be at the top of their game doing their comic act for these guys because half of their mind is going to be on the focusing on the point that they're slaves. So trying to be funny is going to be really hard to do. Which is why a comedian needs to be free. Freedom.
I know Steve Harvey will have a lot to say about being enslaved.
That would be true. But the reason I say that half of him would not be fully into it because he'd probably be held at laser point.
Oh.
Like the one joke the critic made about the narrator in Christmas Story 2.
Yeah.
They forced me to read this or else they would take life. I mean, it was a beautiful day in San Francisco. Yeah. Hard to tell jokes when you're at gunpoint or laser point. So yeah, that's kind of why. Yeah, the Loonies would probably be terrified there. Meanwhile, Bill Murray and Larry wonder if Mike's okay while walking away.
Like they don't give a care in the world. Like they pretend that everything is just normal. They could have just called the authorities.
Yeah, really. Guy just went down a golf hole. I don't know now how other people would have taken this or if they would believe it, but I mean, hey, I still would try.
Call the authorities?
Yeah. Hello, police. Police 911. I'm playing golf with Michael Jordan and he just got sucked down a golf hole.
Maybe he's trying to get sucked. Maybe he was sucked down to that golf hole because he's trying to get away from that stand guy. He is so annoying.
Yeah, that's what they assume. Yeah, because if I wanted to get away from someone that I thought was annoying, I'd just go down a golf hole. Yeah, that's completely normal. Yeah. You know, last time there was this guy that was annoying me at the store, so I went in the restroom of the store and went down the toilet. Flush.
Look like there goes your career.
Oh wait, too unsanitary for you? Okay, well, I think next time I'll remember to go down the sink. Ooh. Yeah. That better for you? So, yeah, that's completely normal to them. So, and the thing they're talking about Stan being annoying, which okay, maybe he is a little bit because of how he acts and stuff, but compared to you two, Stan's the only one that's actually staying behind to do something about the situation. Yeah.
I think that's why Stan didn't go with them.
Yep.
He just stood behind us to figure out what's going on.
Exactly, which proves his and let's just say his dedication is more than just a job for him, because yeah, the fact that you later see him digging down this hole he went down, and very conveniently he doesn't get in trouble for it. Well, at least he's not in the position that the Ghostbusters were in when they were digging up half of New York.
So,
we're fixing some electric lines.
Pretended to be workers in the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, construction workers.
Right. And ended up on trial. So, back in Toon World, Michael then meets up with the Monstars as they show up. I'm here. And they start to trash talk him, also making Michael into a basketball. And seeing that as a kid, I actually thought that was possible, which also led me to think the Looney Tunes were real as well, just the fact that Michael Jordan was down there with them. Pretty much also kind of led to my beliefs of Pokemon and Digimon being real back then as a kid growing up. Yep, I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching probably had something you believe was real growing up. And may still believe it now.
I admit I believe mermaids were real.
I wish that the mermaids were real. I kind of wish her belief was a reality. Yeah. Oh, wait, it is. You're a mermaid, and I married you. I married a mermaid. So yeah, we're like Tom Hanks and Hannah, Daryl, and Splash. Madison. If I was in Tom Hanks' position, I probably would have bust through that door before her mermaid tail changed. You're a mermaid? Cool. Oh yeah, you're definitely staying with me. You better believe I'm gonna marry this mermaid. So yeah, and then of course Tweety gets hurt in the process trying to stand up for Michael, and it's on now. Nobody hurts Tweety birds. let's play some basketball.
Yeah.
We also find out that the players are suffering without their talents, and we get a montage of them going through different things. Like one of them gets humiliated by a bunch of girls that he tries to play basketball with, you know.
And we see some of them going to therapy as well as to the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Getting checked out.
Physically and mentally.
Yes.
Maybe that's why I don't sleep at night. Yeah. Yeah. Are there any other places besides basketball? Yeah. That you find it hard to perform in? Yeah. No! Just asking. We'll let y'all figure out what that probably means. We're not gonna say it here. Since we're talking about a Looney Tune movie, we're trying to keep it PG on it, because our other previous movies were kind of adult there. Yeah. So. Yeah, but you adult viewers will figure it out. And of course, there was one thing I know. I have watched this movie several times. I watched it when it first came out as a kid. Probably, God knows how many times still as a kid. Watched it now for both Brownny Reaction Review. Just watched it for the heck of it. And I just now noticed, watching it to take notes for this Royal Talk, that there was a picture in the background of one of those psychiatrist's offices that is a screaming guy picture that you'll see in Looney Tunes Back in Action that Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny done were in.
I think they call this painting The Scream. Just specifically The Scream.
That is a ironic Easter egg to have in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional or they thought about using that in their later Looney Tunes movie, but there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was... Yeah, the exact one, because Elmer Fudd imitated the guy in the painting. Oh!
Imagine the kid from Home Alone in that painting. Like a modern day Scream.
That would be an interesting piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna get you, Kevin!
And then they got a Scream emoji with that same expression.
Oh, yeah.
The Scream emoji.
And then the next piece of work, they'll do the crooks with that scream. Especially the scene where he had the flames on his head. Marv, he did it, he did it, he did it. And dumped his head in the toilet to put the fire out. As Berlizzi would say, he was roasted. I gotta roast him. Oh boy, Looney Tunes brings forth a lot of humor. How can anyone hate this movie? It's beyond me. Yeah. Okay, there are reasons why, but yeah, really. Lighten up. So, Stan's still searching for Michael, of course, proving his loyalty, while the Looney Tunes are practicing, and we meet Lola Bunny, who Bugs flirts with.
I know he has a crush on her.
Oh, yeah. And one thing he learns, don't ever call her doll. Can I call you doll?
Yes.
Baby doll.
Yes. Doll's okay, but not the other word, the B word.
Oh no, we're not going there. Oh, yeah. Oh no, we're definitely not going to that one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beneath me.
And it's as should be to any lady. Yes. Take pride. Say you are. Say ladies, you're up here. Keep yourselves up here positively.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself down.
If a guy told you you're like that, just leave him.
Pretty much, yes.
Because you don't need to take that.
No, you don't. So, turns out Michael doesn't have his sneakers. So Bugs and Daffy go to his house to get them along with some of his basketball gear. And while they're there, the kids end up having to save them from Michael's pit bull. Oh, yeah. We also get an interesting little talk where Bugs mentions about their agents. Like, you ever see any of our mugs and stuff with our pictures on them? You ever see any money from that? Not a chance. We gotta get new agents. We're getting screwed. Which is something that, keep that in mind, it's going to be very important of how this connects with, Back in Action and the sequel to Space Jam. But mostly with Back in Action there. So, apparently fortune tellers in this movie are able to see into the Looney Tunes world. That's something to look into.
Well, they are psychic.
Yep. Which kind of makes you wonder, how did they do it?
And the players and the NBA players don't believe her. That they rather try acupunctures instead.
Well, so then Bugs and Daffy bring the gear back and they get Michael all suited up. Do 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 do. We'll see if I still got this. And after another montage with the song "Fly Like an Eagle," Stan arrives, and if you're wondering how he could lift Michael off the ground when he ran up and hugged Mike, now, if I actually wondered this too, but when we were watching this for the Royal Talk, I came up with a theory. What if he built up a lot of arm muscle with all that digging? Because he was digging non-stop from the beginning of that day after, their golf game, all the way into the night when Bugs and Daffy showed up.
I bet he didn't get any sleep.
And he did not. And yeah, and I mean, obviously he probably was tired, but he still did not stop. So he could have been building up quite a bit of arm strength, all that non-stop digging.
And he's still energetic when he went down to Looney Tunes World after digging a hole non-stop day and night.
Well, he saw who he was looking for.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
So, yep. Goes to show you that, and that just goes to show you, it is possible to exceed in some cases, when it's necessary, or, when you have a really high ambition for something, that you will sometimes exceed the expectations you think you have.
You would just give their life to them.
Pretty much. So.
And that's one example of giving his life to Michael Jordan, because he's dedicated to him. He would do everything no matter what happens to him.
So a really good friend there. So like Joey and Yugi.
Loyal.
When he say, Yugi, my turn to protect you. Flame swordsman, protect Yugi with your life. No! Stop, Joey! Yeah, so pretty much like that there. And also the basketball stadiums get quarantined. Enough said. Enough said on that there.
And there is no basketball for the rest of the season. And I know the fans are disappointed.
Yep. So that means we gotta have our finale to get things back to normal. Tunes getting ready for the game. And they have quite a rough first half. Michael and Lola actually are a bit successful with their play from here to here, but it's not enough. Whereas the other loonies like Bugs, Daffy, and the others are getting slammed by these monsters.
Since these monsters are bigger than them.
Yep, and one thing you gotta wonder, how is it that the basketball goal doesn't break when they do those slam dunks? Big as these son of a guns are, because I mean these guys are like, probably if they were in our house, they would have to bend over to get in this room and be touching the ceiling. almost close to Goliath.
I think they're going by cartoon logic, by some things that never been broken.
Well, I guess they have to on that one, because we all know in Amazing Spider-Man, when Andrew Garfield got his spider powers, he broke that goal. Yeah. Too bad he didn't have cartoon logic to help him. Oops. Stan then decides to, so after the half is over and, you know, everybody's down about what's going on, Stan takes it upon himself to do yet another brave and courageous act of spying on these Monstars in order to get some information of what's going on.
And he was able to fit in one of these lockers.
Yep, and he found out where they got their powers from to relay to the others. However, in the process, before he could get back to the others, yeah, they sort of roasted him.
And I'm not talking about a comedical roast.
Yeah, these guys got brutal. It's the chubby one. You can't, wait, you're pointing him out as a chubby one. What about your, oh, that's right. You don't want to say nothing bad about your boss. Suck-ups. Yeah, sort of like the suck-ups in the New Testament sucking up to King Herod.
Yeah.
Who spoke against King Herod? I am Eli, chief priest of King Herod, and also chief suck-up. Thank you, sire.
Not you, the monkey.
So Michael then, so after getting this information, the Toons are even more so down with the fact of where these powers came from. But Michael tries to motivate the team and doesn't get through to them because they're still pretty scared and everything until Bugs arrives with secret stuff. Michael's secret stuff. Which is really water from the water fountain in a bottle that he taped and wrote that on.
Well, they were warned out that they just need some water to re-energize.
True, and by putting Michael's secret stuff, they thought that maybe there was some special power in this drink. Which leads me to wonder, Toon logic or not, is it possible that even though, because Bugs is getting slammed around just like the others, I mean, again, like I mentioned, Lola and Michael were the only ones that kind of were somewhat successful in the first half, but it wasn't enough. And also the writers didn't want nothing to happen to Lola. But yeah, Bugs was getting slammed around with the rest of them just as hard. So it does make you wonder if Bugs felt the same way as the Toons and then had some type of off-screen conversation with himself to self-motivate himself.
Possibly.
In order to create this.
You never know.
This does kind of give you something to wonder about Bugs' character.
Play along.
So because of this, the Toons start to succeed doing their, with the bravery to do their usual loony antics like dynamite and even Pulp Fiction reference.
Say what again? I dare you, and I double dare you, make a freaker.
And we saw Tweety Duck doing his ninja moves.
Oh yeah, that was pretty hardcore there.
Even though he's a sweet and innocent bird, he can't get fierce.
Well, when you have, it's like they say, it's nothing wrong with being sweet and kind and continue to do it. But when you gotta put your foot down, put your foot down. Mm-hmm.
Even birds in real life are also fierce.
Yes, they are.
When you agitate them, they peck at you.
Birds, and don't forget cats.
Oh.
Cats and dogs. Dogs will come at you right away.
Yes.
Yeah, the minute they filter in, they're gonna attack right then. The cats actually try the diplomatic approach first by trying to avoid you, but then when they see where they're trapped, yeah. Yeah, dogs are more instant attack, yeah. So, yeah, they start to succeed, and then also you got Elmer with his I want to be like Mike moment. And even Pepe Le Pew makes a major help there. Which, I'm calling you out, Warner Brothers. People like me are not going to let this go. You should not have taken Pepe Le Pew out of Space Jam 2. Yes, we're going to keep saying it. And if y'all do make a Space Jam 3, y'all better put him back in and give him an apology. As they say in Popeye, you owe me an apology.
I know with Space Jam 3, I know they will use a different NBA player.
Possibly, yeah.
I would say possibly a young buck who is younger than us.
maybe it'll be a starting out type of movie for this player.
Yeah, a young buck.
Well, however they do it, bring Pepe Le Pew back and say you're sorry to him. Because one thing I found out in our former worker who worked with us, Brownny Reactions, found out this information that Pepe Le Pew really wasn't even French. He was just doing the French accent as part of a role. He was pretty much like an actor. Pretty much like most of the tunes. So technically they're all kind of actors in their own movie since they are self-aware. And Pepe Le Pew even had a family in real life. Well, Looney Tune real life. So basically taking him out of this sequel, you just put a man out of his job.
Ouch.
And talking about, well, oh, he's the y'all know what they wrote about him there. You know, the stuff that they wrote about him in the articles, which is complete bull crap. So yeah, you wrote all that, and then you put Rick and Morty in the sequel.
You know, I don't think they're kid friendly.
Yeah, Rick and Morty gets to be in this, but Pepe Le Pew is bad. Warner Brothers, what the heck is wrong with you?
Talking about a harsh reality. And this is one of them.
Yeah. But yep. But yeah, if you listen to this video, put him in Space Jam 3 and apologize to him.
If they are going to make a Space Jam 3, I would say if.
Space Jam 3, or if they don't do that, maybe possibly another Looney Tune movie. Pepe Le Pew is a Looney Tune. So then Slackhammer sees the success and decides that he wants Michael to be the slave of his planet.
Ooh.
Yeah, and instantly the Monstars start to crush the tunes again, and even Michael.
How?
And they almost get Lola, but Bug saves her because the writers.
Always save the damsel in distress and never keep her in harm's way. Yep.
Of course, we got it a little differently in Space Jam 2. We'll get to that when we watch it there. But yeah, Ryan Coogler had a different approach for that one. So Stan then decides to make one more heroic stance and get in the game. He even prays for himself to be in the game. Despite, he see all this danger.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure he's probably scared on the inside. But like Gator say, it's what you do when you are afraid. And if he is afraid, that's a pretty bold move to go out there despite being afraid of what's going on. Went out there and got himself flattened, but made a shot. Yeah, it caused the shot to be made. So, and this allowed Michael to discover the secret of the tune power that some of them were forgetting when they got afraid. And see, that's the thing. A lot of people wonder, well, if they can do all this tune stuff, why would they even be scared in the first place? Well, just because you got powers and stuff like that doesn't mean you can't get afraid. And when you get afraid, sometimes your mind will forget things. It happens. But before Michael can use this secret, we got to get another cameo from
Oh yeah, Bill Murray himself.
Whoa! I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture.
One problem, I think Dan Aykroyd is chubbier, and Bill Murray is sort of streamlined and bald, and somewhat bald.
Makes you wonder how do you get what does Slackhammer like all you Ghostbusters look alike? Yeah, try telling that to the brother in the Ghostbusters.
The black guy.
Yeah, all them look alike, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're wondering how Bill Murray got down there, well, he kind of breaks the fourth wall, which, okay, that's kind of a thing with Looney Tunes anyway, so. Well, the thing is, friend's a producer of mine and just dropped me off here. and had a team member drop me off. Yep, makes sense to me. And he also does a payoff to that line earlier about wanting to play in the NBA. This is why he showed up.
Yes.
I kind of think that this scene may have been added at the last minute, which is probably why he broke the fourth wall. They may have added this in right before they had the movie completed. Never know. So, with this addition, they're actually able to make a successful finale and allow Michael to make the ultimate literal stretch. And they win the game. And you hear some victory music that sounds like Ten Commandments there, which makes me keep expecting to see Moses or Joshua show up.
And when he did that stretch, it's like he has some tune in him.
Since he was in Toon World, yep. Apparently Toon World makes Michael Jordan Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Bill Murray then decides to retire from basketball because he has to ice his knees.
Well, a lot of Ghostbusting can't do that sometimes.
True, and coming at, because like I said, he had never done the basketball in the first place, so at least now he knows what it's like. And before Michael gets the monsters to give their NBA talent back, he gets them to stand up to their boss.
Since they are bigger than his boss.
Yes. And we used to be little. What are you doing?
Payback.
And then you all alone, didn't you? Yeah, well. Which goes to show you they weren't really that bad after all. Yeah, their evil ways was because of their boss. So there's more to people than you think. And yeah, they decide fair is fair and, well, okay. And give the talents back, and at the same time, after apologizing to Bugs and the others for what they done, they asked if they could be Looney Tunes. After all, we saw in the beginning of the movie they were fans of the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, they want to be a part of their family.
Yes. And this causes Michael to arrive on a spaceship at his baseball game.
Now that's why I call it a big entrance.
Yes, indeed. And after that little moment with I Believe I Can Fly playing, he comes to the players to give their talents back. And even decides, after they challenge him, probably doesn't have it in him, to come back to basketball with the Chicago Bulls. And we get a final cameo from Bill Murray again. Even though he said he got a taste of basketball and said, nah, because I got to ice my knees. A part of him still wishes he was out there. That should be me out there. You let go of that?
Fly like an eagle.
Which that could be another reason maybe the scene where he actually appeared with the Loonies and Michael might have been added before the movie was completed. Because maybe they did this scene, then went back and added that one.
Oh.
Him wishing he could be. So, yeah, it kind of comes a little out of place, but it's not too big of a deal there. Because, yeah, even with him saying, no, he could still have some denial, It's still possible that people can be that way, It happens.
Yeah.
And plus it's Looney Tunes. We don't. Hey, we got to see Bill Murray. We don't care. So that's, of course, Space Jam, Flying Like an Eagle. And boy, is that that is a really good movie to check out in the Looney Cinematic Universe there. And don't worry, when we get to the sequel, we will explain how these movies connect there. So we've already given you one Easter egg with the painting. And also Bugs and Daffy mentioning about their agents. So it might be, because I might have to write it down there, possibly. So it might be a separate video, possibly. Just like, how do these movies connect?
Oh.
But it is it's quite a bit to it. It might I don't think it would be as long as any of our royal talks, but yeah, but it would but it might be a bit much to put at the end of one. Yeah, so any other things you got to say about it there?
Well, the first Space Jam is always memorable, and especially with Michael Jordan as well as Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes. And the main thing that the movie always stands out is not just the basketball and the Looney Tunes element; it's the soundtrack. The soundtrack of the movie, because all these songs sound like it motivates you. Like I Believe I Can Fly, and I Want to Fly Like an Eagle. It motivates a person, like when they are down and out, that they feel like giving up. Maybe some inspiration from those songs can help boost you up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another song I heard called I Just Keep On Pushing, Moving On Up. I didn't think it wasn't heard in the movie, but I did hear it on YouTube and it was good. I keep on pushing and moving on up. Because you're a winner. That song is titled The Winner.
Oh yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about because I be hearing it in my because I got the soundtrack in my iTunes there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's and it really fit, and then it really is fitting with the movie because, like I mentioned with the Loonies, yeah, Loonies have a lot of stuff that they can do. They have a lot of ability. Like Michael said, you had the stuff in you all along, but a lot of times when we get really terrified of something, sometimes that fear blocks us from knowing that. Sometimes we forget it.
Have you ever heard the term flight or fight? Flight or fight? Flight mean like just leaving and just run away from it all. And fight means you have to just come back. And fight for what you're working for.
Probably didn't, but that's a good point there.
Yeah. Flight or fight.
Okay.
I heard this term before.
Okay.
Flight as in giving up, or fight just keep going and not give up.
So I think Michael definitely motivated them to keep with the fight. Yeah.
Yes, instead of flight. It's a go big or go home situation.
Michael, and then also even Stan Polak there.
Yeah.
Yep. Even your comic. Yeah, he was basically written for comic relief, but even he, because and he probably, like I mentioned, he was probably terrified of a lot of the stuff going on, but because of his dedication to wanting to, help Michael no matter what, even in winning a basketball game for Looney Tunes, he was like, okay, hey, if it doesn't bother you, but don't bother me, please let me help. I really want to help.
I could picture you as the Stan guy.
Oh yeah, because he didn't give up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he definitely was dedicated there.
And I'm like your Michael Jordan.
The who?
And I'm like a female version of Michael Jordan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it like that. Okay.
Yeah. And your job is to keep me happy.
And then I married you.
Yeah.
Well, we see where that job led.
Yes.
Do you take her to be your awfully wedded wife?
Oh, yeah.
And do you pledge to keep her happy until you die?
Yeah.
Well, you see, and I'm still on that job for many years to come. And sure, like that laugh Sherman Klump give.
I know there are downs in life, but they tend to go away quickly. They don't last. They're the downs in life.
Yep, and especially and also depending on the person going through that, have, like I say, every person when they go through this type of thing, it's different for each one. Some people, it may be harder for them to get back up than another person.
Yeah, getting back up in the saddle.
Yeah, which is one reason why we're here. It's not saying that we can't be independent. I mean, nothing wrong with being independent on some things. But just know that there are some things that don't feel bad of taking help from somebody,
like one person can't do so much, but we need help.
Pretty much what Iron Man pointed out in World Mightiest Heroes. He's like, one of us can face a lot of supervillains, but it takes a team of us to get all these people.
Yeah, you cannot rely on yourself all the time. That you need help.
Yep, gotta have it. Like I say, you know, go both ways. You know, some things you do on your own, and some get some help.
I know. I admit I can't be selfish at times, especially me growing up. Like I could do everything all by myself that I don't need help. But I learned this the hard way. As I was growing up, I learned it the hard way.
And you're not the only one who did.
That I had to let others into my life.
And you're not, maybe in a different way, but yeah, I've had a selfish moments growing up there.
Yeah.
Yep. So, kind of a what? And I'm pretty sure a lot of us watching it probably went through the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe going through it now, and possibly like, maybe I need to rethink my life.
And I have moments that I just want to be alone for the rest of my life. No, not having other people with me in my life, except my family. Just being alone for the rest of my life. And it does have ups and downs, as well as regrets.
Yep.
That you feel like your heart is missing something.
Yep, in a way. Yep. So it's So yeah, as you can just see, yeah, there's a lot to take out of this movie than you think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's comedical, but even a comedy has some things to be taken out of it there.
It has two things: motivation and inspiration, as well as dedication.
Yep.
Mainly three things.
Right, and if anybody out there want to come up with some theories about Bugs Bunny's self-motivation that he did to come up with that secret stuff, yeah, I would definitely like to hear it. Because, yeah, that is something definitely to look, in the terms of motivation, that's something to look into. Yep. Well, anything else?
That's about it.
Oh, okay. Well, hope y'all enjoyed our first Space Jam. I gotta remember to do this at the beginning of the videos too. Still do it here, but yeah, I gotta do them at the beginning too. Definitely like, subscribe, share with your friends. Buy some of our available comic books, as well as also support us on Patreon as well. So, and be on the lookout. Soon we will be having Back in Action and Space Jam 2 to complete our Looney Cinematic Universe, and top it off with a video of how these movies connected and why. So definitely be looking forward to that, and we will see y'all in the next video.
Have a good day, everybody, and peace out.
Indeed. Oh, one other thing to add before we close out. The soundtrack definitely puts me in the mood of, not back then, but after seeing how I know about Static Shock now, kind of got a similarity with the soundtracks, with the whole urban feel of a lot of those songs. So, yeah, especially the winter one she mentioned there.
Be sure to check the Space Jam soundtrack out.
Yes, as well as soundtrack and the movie. But until the next time, say ciao.